Welcome back. This is Danielle from Spoil Yourself Natural. In this video, I am going to be making shower steamers, along with a quick straining of a fire cider that I made late August. I'm prepping my molds so we can get started on the shower steamers as soon as they are dried. Here is the fire cider I made. It's been sitting for about 6 weeks now, and it looks beautiful. Let's get to straining. I did want to note that this obviously is for personal use and I do not sell the ciders. While I wait for my molds to dry, I complete some computer work, which seems like it takes forever. I've done a video of shower steamers before, but I wanted to give you a better look into it. While I don't offer you my full recipe, just because it did take me some time to make, I can leave a general one that I built my recipe off of. Here we are adding in some baking soda. I strain all of my dry ingredients just to make sure there are no clumps and everything comes together nicely. Next up is kaolin clay. This is huge for my steamers. This is what makes them nice and hard and last a lot longer than your average steamer would. Next is tapioca starch. This is amazing to continue to harden the shower steamer or bath bomb, whatever you'd be using it for. Highly recommend always adding in tapioca flour to your recipe. Next up are our essential oils. I do not use menthol crystals in my shower steamers. I use a high percentage of essential oils. For this particular batch, I'm going all the way to 5%. Next is my binder, which is witch hazel. I actually debated deleting this video right here before I start mixing. I received an emergency phone call and had to walk away from my product for a little while. So the kaolin clay absorbed the essential oils, resulting in small speckles in the final product. Next up is our citric acid. We always leave this last, just like a bath bomb, so we don't activate the citric acid. We're going to mix thoroughly until everything is incorporated and we've gotten the texture we want. If it is too dry, you can add witch hazel or your binder, and if it is too wet, let it sit for a little bit. We're ready to start putting it into the mold. You can obviously use an individual mold. I really like these cavity molds. They're really flexible. They come out really easy, and I've never had an issue at all. They're one of my favorite silicone molds to use. When making a shower steamer, the biggest recommendation I would make is to pack it really tightly. I know with bath bombs, sometimes you don't want to overpack. With a shower steamer, you definitely do. The tighter, the better. It's just going to result in a harder bar in the end because This is obviously a shower steamer, so we don't care if it floats or not because it's not going to be submerged in water. I know not everybody recommends packing their shower steamers so tightly. You would obviously have to find a recipe that works for you and figure out how tightly you should pack each steamer. For my personal recipe, where I live with the humidity level that I have, this is ideal for me. You also have to remember every recipe that you can buy online or when you're experimenting yourself, it can change all the time. So something that works for one person won't always work for the other. Your environment is a huge factor in this. So just remember, you might even find the perfect recipe at 45% humidity and you try it again at 60 and it's a total fail. So just keep that in mind. I'm very mindful of my humidity level at all times when making shower steamers and bath bombs. Because the essential oil is so high in this, I'm very sensitive to scents. I actually leave these in my stove overnight while they cure. It keeps the humidity level the same at all times, and you actually don't smell it within the house. So once they are dried, I pack them immediately, and I also turn my oven on to burn off any essential oil that's in there. So I'll leave my stove on for about a half an hour or so until there's no scent left and it's safe to cook in the oven again. Just a little tidbit if you were interested. And here is the steamer all dried and ready to go. It's a 1 ounce steamer. And when I utilize these, I get a solid 10 minutes. Some people can go a little bit higher, some a little bit lower. I typically tell the customer 10 minutes just to be on the safe side, but I've personally used them for 2 showers, about 15 minutes total. I also want to touch on packaging. I prefer to use foil packaging. They're a lot easier to open. I don't have any coloring in my steamer, so there's nothing really to show off. You can package these whatever your preference is. But I do want to recommend that when you do this, you are still putting a warning, letting them know there's a high percentage of essential oil or menthol in this, and it is only to be used in the shower and not the tub. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Have a wonderful day. See you next week. Bye-bye.